15 years ago, we started Transition Garden. It's a way to use a garden to build community, to build additional strength of local control over what's going on in the outside world. Communities working more closely together, working on food production, which is important, of course, to everyone, and a way to really build that community empowerment.
Garden grows through the seasons that flow. Our garden grows, our garden grows.
I believe that in the years ahead, it's going to become increasingly important for people to know where their food comes from and to even know how to be able to grow food. It's going to become a life skill. When you look at what's happening globally and project it ahead 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So that's one of the opportunities that we've created here. So we have school field trips, the interns come to learn. We have a number of other people come and just want to see where food comes from and how it can be grown. These are some nice big cloves. Beautiful looking cloves, well cured, nice big single cloves. That's what I'm going to plant. And you've got to plant the clove the root side down, which means the pointy tip goes up. And you plant, the roots are going to come out of that, you plant that down. If you plant your clove upside down, it's going to be frustrated its whole life. So keep it the right side up, just like that. And then you start planting. Give them about 6-8 inches, maybe even 10 inches apart. So give them some good room. They have a very extensive root system. This fall, they're going to get their feet in the ground, and then early in the spring, they're going to come up and go for it. So this bed is going to be garlic. I may even have to start a second bed. I may not have enough room because I want to get at least 400 of them in the ground. So what I'm going to do, I start putting them, just pushing them in deep like that. You can just see the tip of the clove sticking out of the dirt, but it's down in that hole. I'm just going to work my way across the entire bed. I'm going to rake it lightly with the back side of the rake just to cover up these holes. Going to do the entire bed this way. Just push them right in. The pointy tip goes in all the way down. It's just like planting fall bulbs. One of the things I appreciate the most about gardening is it has a meditative aspect, contemplative aspect. You're out in nature, you can feel the elements, you can hear the elements, you're working with your hands, and it's just a beautiful place to be. Whether it's sunny, windy, cloudy, doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you're out working, using your hands. And you can see the fruition week by week. It pays off, it's tangible.
I like it hot in the summer and hot in the spring. I never want it to get cold. You fool me into thinking that I could be singing when the weather's not like that at all.
My garden looks a lot like a jungle. I like the chaos of it. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting, or possibly some people would look at it and go, "Holy smoly, that's not Jackson Pollock. That's like Dali all the way." you know. There is some order to it, and there's pattern to it. If it's not order, it's pattern. And yeah, it's a mess, and I like it. I have a big problem with slugs in my garden, and one of the things that I've found is that slugs love young bean plants and pea plants. So what I discovered is that I can save all of my old toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls, cut those in half, and I plant my beans inside there. Oh, this one's falling apart. And you can see this one is just germinated. When they come up to having all of their first set of true leaves on them, I just plant these out. And because of the cardboard, the slugs and other things like cutworms can't get at them. This is a tray of greens that I planted for, these are going to go outside into the garden for the cooler weather. So I've got some kales and chard and some cilantro, because, I don't know, something in my garden loves cilantro seeds, so I can't just throw it out there. And then some late lettuces. This one is greens for overwintering in the greenhouse. So I have, again, some kales, cilantro, chard, whoops. This one is all kales and cilantro. I'll be doing another one in a little while, probably a couple of weeks. That will be all lettuces, just basically be little seedlings over the winter, and then come February, when there's more sunlight hours, it'll start growing again, so I'll have early winter crops. So food is the first part of practical. But the second part of practical for me is it's a way that I actually get to do some physical activity that doesn't cost me money, that's very close by. I don't have to drive to it. And so it's an economical way for me to actually do more than just walk around the loop road that I live on. And so it keeps me fit, keeps the family fed. So those are the practical parts of it for me. In the springtime, when you plant out stuff, you want to plant out cold weather crops, or greens that are really happy to be in cool weather. This one here, Bridget, this one worked really well over winter time too. So there's lots of opportunities when you have a greenhouse to stretch your food dollar, because sometimes in the winter lettuces get pretty expensive, and we can just come out here and I just grow them a little bit longer, further on than this, and then I can just come in and clip them right off. And during the winter, when the sun hours are very low, they won't grow, so you want to have them at a decent size before the end of November. But once they're there, they're just sort of static, and you can just clip them off. So you want to have a lot of them, so you get over the 3 or 4 months of no growth. But in February, they'll start up again, and anything that's new growth, like these little wee guys over here, I would plant some other stuff and that would come up. Then you have another succession of food to grow. And so, ultimately my goal is that we can provide 70% of our food from the garden. So that's our ultimate goal. The reason that I'm involved with all of this is about community. We all need food, we all need sustenance, and to grow your own food and to help other people grow their own food, or to supply other people with food that you've grown, is for me one of the most fundamental things that we can do for each other as a society, people in a society, in a community. It's one of the building blocks that I feel. I've always been one of those people who's like, well, let's not have a party. Let's have a big sit-down meal. Like food is a real one of the ways that people connect. He headed over here? Okay. Oh, wait, is that another one? Yeah, so you're on the stick out of the, he headed over here?
Garden grows through the seasons that flow. Our garden grows, our garden grows.
I love Transition Garden. When I met Bob and found out about this place and started coming, this place is really, really community oriented, I find, and I just learn so much from all the different people. So for example, when we're doing our greenhouse co-op in the spring, there's all different levels of gardening expertise. So I get to hear different methods other people have tried in their gardens, or when I first started, I was having trouble finding a book that was really relevant to this climate, and everybody was telling me, oh, this person wrote this book and you should read this. And so I got all these great resources. I didn't have to sift through a bunch of things, and it's just so nice to be with a group of people who all love the same thing. It's a time when you're sort of almost forced to be immersed in nature. There's things that have to be done in the garden, so you have to go into it. And there's often times where you don't particularly want to go do that thing, but I find once you get in there and start doing it, just this sense of calm comes over me. And I really believe it has to do with touching the plants, like touching the dirt. It's something that you can do and something that you can create, so you can watch something grow and know that you've done that, you've put this part into it. And it sort of takes me out of my head, out of all the things that I think I need to do, that I think I should do, and realize that I'm just part of this big picture, and all I'm here to do is just enjoy myself and find my passion and work through it. So like all of these kind of things come to me as I'm in the garden.
Picks and peas are looking pretty good. First picking of the season. So we planted these, maybe 6 weeks ago?
I think, probably about 6 weeks, yeah.
So yeah, good snow peas, nice and fresh. Now there's some little babies still developing here, so I'm going to leave those.
Yeah, these are great stir fry.
Yeah, just real quick, so they're still crispy and everything. Yeah. And this fencing works pretty well.
Yeah. Does this variety get taller than this, or?
No, that's just about as high as they get. Yeah, there are a lot of little ones still, pretty young, coming on. Let those go for a while. See who's going to get bigger. Looks like there's a couple of nice ones. These three right in here. Pretty good size. Yeah, how about these three?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, doing well.
This is where I start all of my transplants, under my grow lights here. And this is a really great way to get things started early on in the season, before there's too much daylight, and you really want to get things started early. For example, tomato plants can take up to 80 days to set their first fruit. So it's a good idea to start these as early as March. Some people even February, that's kind of early for me. But it gives the plant time to get really big and robust before you plant it outside, so you can get fruit earlier on in the season. There's different types of bulbs you can use when you start indoors with different spectrums of light. And this is actually a really fairly cheap setup. I get this stand here at a hardware store. And then these light fixtures here, which are a cool white light bulb. And these bulbs here, they are perfect for starting the seeds for leafy growth and just getting them going. You want to check when you're looking for the light bulbs, make sure it says cool white. You don't want soft white because that's not enough of a spectrum. And you can use LED lights too, actually, and they're even more energy efficient. They're a little more expensive, but they'll last longer. So those are great, but you definitely want to stay away from like halogen light bulbs because those are really hot and they'll burn the plant. It's too hot for it. What I've got done here is these are just little S hooks that I've got holding the fixture up with some chain. And you want chain because when the plant first starts, it's going to be relatively small to the ground, like these ones down here. So you want the light to be 2 to 4 inches above the plant to keep it from burning up. And with this setup like this, I can just move the lights up and up as the plant grows. And this is close to as high as I can get it. And as far as the amount of time to keep the lights on, you want to keep them 16 to 18 hours is how much light you can give your plants. They do need time to rest with the dark. But this works great. And what I have is I just have a little timer. So all these lights are plugged into the timer and it comes on at 5 in the morning and I have it shut off around 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But what you want to do when it's getting time to start planting things outside is you want to try to make this light here match the natural daylight. So if I'm not getting 18 hours of light outside, I don't want to take them from being used to 18 hours of light and then put them outside when they're going to get, say, 13 hours of sunlight. So I'll start to decrease the amount of time now that these are running and then put them outside. I would also say it's an experiment, have fun with it. A lot of people think it's got to be perfect, first go, and if you believe it, you're just going to have perfection. You're probably going to be disappointed because, even some of my plants didn't work this year. And there's always something that's going to happen, but just have fun with it. And if something doesn't work, learn from it and try again next year.
I think the first season of Transition Garden went really well. We captured a whole lot of footage on all kinds of things. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The harvests, the people. Love the people, really do, and the community. It's incredible. It's a labor of love because you get the results. You get the harvest, the bounty. Things happen. Like the time the manure trailer had a flat tire. Or all the animals. But you get her done and you move on. It's always nice to do just a slow walk through your garden and really pay close attention to the details. Are there bugs? What kind of bugs? How many? And really try to stay ahead of the curve on what's going on. Are the plants looking healthy? Are they a little deficient? If they start to yellow around the edges, there might be a nitrogen deficiency in the soil. So there's always something you can learn, just paying real close attention to what's going on. I think back, we started in March, and you really have to get started in March. There was still snow on the ground. There was still frost in the soil. It was rock hard, but there was the cold frames. We forced some flower buds, forsythia. You can do other things then. Of course, we started planting seeds in seed trays to go into the greenhouses. So a lot of activity starting to build already in March. Then as we got into April, the garlic's starting to come up, the chives, a lot of the early spring crops are starting to happen already. And the pace quickens. And by May, things are going full tilt by then, because you're really starting to get a lot of other crops into the soil. The greenhouses are really starting to fill out. The pace of everything's increasing, because you got longer day length, you got the warmth, so everything's starting to happen very quickly in May and into June. And I loved all of the gardens we visited, and beautiful people, and their passion for all of their gardens. Some great community that starts to build. An important part of gardening is be generous. Share the bounty. I'm looking forward to next season. It's going to be a good one. We got a lot of really good ideas. There's a lot of incredible stuff going on out there. So we invite you into Transition Garden. Go to our website, transitiongarden.ca. It's all there, and you'll find a lot of really good information.
You love me, and I know you care.